Alright, so what we're going to cover right now are just some basic fittings. I'm going to go through the AN portion of it and the NPT portion of it, what it means, and essentially what you're going to use them for. Right here, as you can see, you've got a T, and it's a 6AN T, and what that is if you notice the cone on the ends, that is what seals to the hose. The threads do not seal because it is not a tapered thread, so therefore you would not use any kind of Teflon paste or tape on these threads. The hose actually seals on that end right there. Moving right here, you can see some fittings with some Teflon tape on there. That would be your NPT thread. And you can see these push lock fittings. That is essentially a push lock. You put the plastic tubing in there. When you put it in there, it actually locks, so it will not come out, but it's called a push lock fitting. So therefore, when you want to release the tubing, you must push in the green knob and it will release the tubing. And moving on over here, we have an assortment of AN caps. Once again, these will go on to like your 6ANT. They just cap this, the fitting off. You cannot use these on an NPT thread. So you just screw it on, tighten it off. The surface of the fittings on the insides will actually seal, and that's what causes the seal for it not to leak. Okay, we have your 3, your 4, your 6, and 8. These are just some assortment sizes that we have here. And moving right along right here, if you notice, we have a couple of different fittings right here. We've got some 3AN nuts and sleeves. And assembly, these look almost the same, but they're not. Essentially, these right here, this is used for your tubing, your 3/16 tubing. And this, with the small hose, is used for your plastic tubing along with these ferrules. These items right here are used together. You must use these to make it work. They will go into your nozzle, which I'll show you a little brief video later. And this right here will also does the same thing with your stainless steel 3/16 tubing. So you will not use these together. They will be of their own. These will be separated from these under different nitrous kits available to you. Okay, moving right along, we have a couple of AN adapters. We have a 6AN female by 6AN male and a 4AN female by a 4AN male. And what you see here are two 1/8 inch NPT ports. Basically, you can use that on any kind of purge system. Purge your nitrous, purge your fuel, or if you just need some sort of tea in the line, you can use these. That's why they're called an adapter. You can adapt either way. Moving right along right here, we've got some more fittings. If you notice, you see your ANs are definitely different from your NPT. You can see the difference in the two. And once again, what I wanted to show you, we got some 1/8 NPT by 1/4 inch and some 1/8 6AN and some 4ANs. Now remember, you do not put Teflon tape or paste on your AN fittings. Ever. You do not need it, only on the NPT because it is a tapered thread. As you know, just like when you tighten it up, it goes to get tight. That is because the threads are tapered. So therefore you need some sort of sealant on these threads, not your AN threads. Okay, moving right along, we got some more AN fittings here. They're just different colors, they're the same. As far as red will typically be your fuel side of your system, blue will typically be your nitrous side of your system. Does it matter if you use either one? No, it does not. But it does help in reference of your nitrous system so you know which one is nitrous and which one is fuel. You see right here, we just have a typical female T. It's a 1/4 inch NPT. It can be used in various different situations. Just wanted to give you a look of the fitting that's available. Here you have a bushing. You have a male 3/8 by looks to be a 1/4 inch NPT female. You would use, once again, your Teflon tape or paste on these fittings. It is not an AN, it is an NPT thread. Okay, moving along right here, we got some barb fittings. Typically used in different types of nitrous kits. We'll cover those bases later on, but once again, you've got an NPT thread here. This is your hose barb. You would normally put your hose fitting on here with a hose clamp. That's how that fitting would work. Here we got just a standard 1/4 inch NPT nipple, both ends, Teflon tape or paste. Right here we have a 1/8 inch NPT by a 3/16 compression fitting. This is what you use when you put your tubing inside here. You will turn this nut and the ferrule inside here will compress and it will hold the tubing inside the fitting. No Teflon tape or any kind of paste is required on this because there's a ferrule inside here that will lock the tubing in place and it will not come out. But you will need your Teflon tape or paste here. Alright, moving right along, we've got a fitting. Typically it's a fuel fitting for a Ford Mustang. You have a 4AN on one end and a 1/16 NPT on the other end. Just another variety of fittings right here. 1/8 to 1/8 NPT nipple. You've got a 90-degree nipple, 1/8 to 1/8. And as far as the fittings, there's all different varieties. But typically, all that's ever used is a NPT thread or AN thread. Those are the two that you need to know. Which one you put Teflon paste or tape on, and which one is a hose fitting. The hose is always your AN. It has a cone on it. You cannot replace that from the NPT thread. Very easy to identify.